Okay, change the angle on it again. Let's see if we can get across here now. Yes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh! Clotheslined him. Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to the ski resort. We're here with some more Carried Away to build some more ski lifts, going up mountains, doing some ski jumps and that sort of thing. This fun little puzzle game. Now, last time we finished off the Rookie Mountains. We have all 15 of those completed, and we're moving on to the next mountain, the Elps. There's another 15 boards available here, and again, it's a mix of ski lifts. There's some jumps in here. I don't see. Oh, there's a drag lift here, so we have another one of those. I'm kind of curious to see whether they'll end up adding more of those in the game. But there's at least one of them in this one, and there's one cable car lift here as well. But let's just jump in and get right into the first level. The leaderboard, unfortunately, is still not working for me just yet, but I do know the developers are working on solving for that problem, so hopefully that will come out. The update for that will come out soon. Welcome to the Elps. If you thought you were leaving Jimmy and the Rookies, you were correct. I'm Jerry, Jimmy's previous apprentice. Like me, you've moved on to bigger and better mountains. Wait a minute, did this apprentice leave like after only doing like one level? Not so confident in his abilities there. Some levels around here are missing the foundations. You need to place some down before you construct any towers. Think carefully. Well-placed foundations will save you time and money. Okay, we have 6 total foundations. They cost 250 each to place. That's not an insignificant amount. All right, so we'll pick this, I guess. And I just put one down accidentally, a little sooner than I wanted to. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try and do a bit of a build here in the middle, and then maybe use some like ropes and stuff to try to hold it. I'm not sure how it was gonna work. But we'll try that out. I'm gonna start only with four foundations. We'll try and save a little bit of money. We have to stay underneath 1,000. Oh no, sorry. We have to stay underneath 4,500 pounds, and we're at 1,000 already. So that's maybe a little bit of an expensive start. But I'm thinking if I can build like sort of like a log structure here in the middle. We do have access to ropes, so we can put these here to try and add some extra support onto this base, because the ropes are actually pretty cheap. The tricky part is going to have to be that we have to get over top this sign at the beginning, so we're going to have to get at least an angle like this. Fortunately, there are no stars on this one. So if we can get an... Actually, you know, the skis hang down, so we're going to have to get at least this high if we go with just a single tower route. So we'll try it first with planks, and then... Ultimately, if the planks don't work, we may have to go to something more like a log build, which would be significantly more expensive, so I would like to avoid it if I can. Actually, I kind of want to zoom in on here, see if we can get a little bit better control. Okay, there we go. So, if I can move this up here... Oh, there we go. Okay, so... Nice. That seems relatively straight now. The tricky part is, I can't even reach all the way across that. But if we go like this... Yeah, there we go. Not sure how strong this will ultimately be, but we're going to find out soon enough, I guess. And we'll do... Oh, we're already over the spend amount. That's crazy. Okay, so... Clearly, that's not the solution. Maybe we could just go with logs? I wonder how quickly logs would get us up there. No, 4,500 is our max, so... This isn't going to work either. I think ultimately this is just going to be... This is going to be a little bit too expensive to build this way. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's too expensive. Okay, so I think we have maybe a better, like a more cost-effective way to do this. We'll try and build 2 smaller towers instead of just one really big tower, and see if this will help. So this one here, we just have to clear this rock, and then once we can get by the rock, then we're in pretty good shape here. So if I can just get a little bit of support down here. Now the rock is actually going to be in the way. The funny thing is the trees are in like the foreground, but and not in the background. But the rocks, they span all the way through, so we can't even put any rope supports in here. What if I put this up a little bit higher? I'm just worried that this one's going to be too wobbly if I don't have some sort of support in here. So we'll do rope supports across that way, and hopefully that will give it the bracing that we need. And then we'll just use a little bit of wood here in the form of planks to give us the height we need to get over top of this sign. And I'm not going to go too crazy with the actual build there. So that's 2,600. And now, oh, this is actually wound in there. We got to go with, there we go, over top of that. So that'll get us over that. And then we basically just want to carry all the way over here and then back down again. So on this side, again, if we go with the logs, we can go this route. I'm just going to use wood in between here instead of a log. I could probably make the other build cheaper, the other tower cheaper by doing the same thing. Now that's a little bit... Can I make these any taller? No, not really. Okay, so I'll spread them out a little bit to try to distribute the weight a little differently, since I'm going to be building a little cross member section here. And well, if we turn off the grid, then we can actually move this little around without having to snap it to a grid. So we've got that, and then we'll use ropes again here. And I think this might do it. It's at 4,200 though. I mean, this is awfully... It's looking awfully expensive. If we get rid of this and put just a normal board in, that might be a little bit cheaper. Oops. 42.95, and that gets us the whole way across. Hopefully that's stable enough. I feel like the ropes will do a pretty good job of holding it. The towers themselves are relatively simple. I think we're good here. It's maybe a little bit more expensive than I would like it to be. If we were on the cheaper side, then we'd have a better chance of placing on the leaderboard. But since we can't see that leaderboard anyway, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We'll just get our skiers all the way across our lift here. Wait a minute. Ah, somebody fell off headfirst in the snow. Right here. Actually, that's a really odd posture right there. That looks super uncomfortable. So it looks like they're hitting on this thing, which means we've got to go a little higher here. Either that or we have to change the angle in this so that it leans more toward the starting position. Otherwise, people are going to continue to hit. But if I go this way, if we go like so, I don't know. Is this even working anymore? Okay, hopefully that will spread the weight out a little bit, and this might give us enough of an angle to get over this thing now. We're at 41.36. I think it actually got a little bit cheaper. Oh, because one of the ropes broke. I can't do a rope support across the way there. Let's see if this will hold. No, that's kind of working. Oh no, maybe not. Oh yeah, it's just launching them off the. Okay, no, actually that guy made it through. Clearly, that's not the solution though. Although that does make me think. Maybe we don't even need this rope. Maybe we just take this log and we just lay this thing right across this thing to begin with, and then we go like this. Make this a little bit shorter. Just lean out a little bit this way. And then when it goes, it will like naturally tip its weight downward onto the rock. I don't know if it's actually leaning on the rock or not. I don't know, there's a little bit of a gap there. It's actually, that's a really weird setup. But it got cheaper. It's $39.75. I guess because we're not using the rope now. We're just using planks. Are they still going to hit over here, though? Oh, yeah, that's not good. Oh, sorry, buddy. I've decided to redo this a little bit. I think if we move this one anchor placement over to this side instead, then we can clear... Oops, I'll get that out of there. Then we can clear over this rock and this fence actually much easier with even less supplies. So if we use 2 logs here to get a reasonable amount of height, a little cross member there. We use some ropes across this way to give it some sort of structural support, and then a little structure here. And I think this might actually be enough to hold it. And then we might not even need 2 wheels. We won't even just be able to get away with 1 wheel. I actually switched to 1 wheel on the other end too. We'll see how that holds. The stress tolerances are, I mean, they're bouncing in a reasonable range. So this actually might be probably still a tiny bit overbuilt, all things considered. It's holding itself up well enough though. And so is the one on this side. So, uh-oh, what happened? Oh, head first. All right, so clearly we've still got a little bit of... That's actually a lot of dip in the line. We don't want that. All right, well, this needs to be re-engineered a little bit more. All right, but double wheels, no, it's still going to dip too low in the middle, I think. Now the distance between the 2 towers is so far that the weight on the line causes it to dip down and we're hitting the trees. Which, again, isn't really going to solve our problem. Let's see if he clears it. Ooh, just barely tips it. So I think we might have to get lucky in order to get all the way across here without it. Ooh, he cleared. Nice. Okay, one more. I mean, we're not that far underneath the spend amount, 42.66. So again, this is not exactly going to be a leaderboard kind of placement. Man, we have to get 5 skiers across this, but they're just barely clearing that tree. A little farther. Yes. Actually, the weight on the line over here as the skier is going down towards this tower lifts up the line in the middle the tiniest little bit and lets them get over the tree. So that worked out good. Okay. Solved. And inside the budget. And without killing anyone. I mean, on the last run. Not so good on the runs in between. We're going to go ski jump this time. And this one looks huge. Okay, so I kind of want to check out the angle here. Oh, you know, this isn't going to end well for this guy. Oh, right into the snowbank. All right, so that's actually a fairly significant jump he's got to make. But I think this one shouldn't be too difficult. So we want them to go down low. And then to minimize our cost, I think we want to try to have the ramp go across this way and then angle upwards. Like so. And I think just with this sort of a shape to it, we should be able to get the kind of lift that we need. Like so. That might give us enough lift to actually clear this. And nope, everything collapses. All right, we need a little more rigidity in here. We do have access to ropes in this one. That's interesting. Where do you anchor the ropes to, I wonder? I mean, it doesn't. It's funny. It gives us rope and everything to build here. Logs, planks, the whole works. But obviously, we can't really build with those too easily. So I'm gonna just maybe stretch this across here. We'll try to make it more like a bridge type of a shape. That didn't work. Stretch that out that way. Like so. That seems like a lot of extra materials in there. But if we control our skier now, then hopefully we can get a good jump. Whoa! Oh, look at the flips! Nailed it! It didn't go far enough though, and our whole bridge thing collapsed. So I think maybe this is just a little bit too steep at the moment. We're gonna have to delete all this under support here and try to modify this just a little bit. So if we stretch this up, the starting point up a little bit, like so. That might be, it's really hard to get like a smooth curve on this. Hopefully that will do it though. So if we do support here and then across to here, and then a support down here, and then this one won't reach all the way up here, but maybe we can drag this over. There we go. No, that's not quite cutting it for me. Like that. And then we're gonna need something in the middle to keep this whole thing from collapsing on us. So we'll have to draw out this way. Like that, maybe? Is that going to give us what we need? I mean, it's already got a little bit of stress on it, so when this skier hits it, it's going to break. Yep, there it goes again. Okay, and we definitely need more lift off of it, because even with the jump at the end there, we're still not clearing it, and the whole thing's collapsing. So maybe we need a little more forward motion here than what I'm getting. I mean, we could almost build a tower here in the middle, or even like a receiving ramp on the other end, so that they only have to jump so far. But let's try and we'll send this out just a little bit more. But we're gonna need to change the angle of this whole thing. All right, I've reworked the whole angle a little bit, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more forward motion and a little bit less upward motion, and then maybe it will hold off. Nope. Oh, look at it sail. Oh, well, we got all the way across. Oh, that's a rough landing. Okay, we got all the way across, but it definitely collapsed here a little bit too early. So again, I think I need to change this angle in here. It's just a little bit too steep as he comes in here. We want to try and angle him in here in a way where he's not going to run into that same kind of force when he hits it. All right, so I've got another rebuild, and this one hopefully gives enough support underneath here that the pressure should be distributed a little better. It's staying much more green. And go! Oh, it collapsed just a little bit too soon. Again, right here at the beginning. Now, that's actually funny because I've got a fair amount of support right here. I mean, if I add another structural support in here, I don't know this is going to make a difference. Something about the angle that he's hitting at that is just causing it to break. Now, that actually got him across perfectly. But the bridge broke. So we were underneath our budget. We did everything except we had a piece of the bridge break. I'm not happy with that. I want to change that. Okay, change the angle on it again. Let's see if we can get across here now. Yes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh! Clotheslined him. Did that count as a dead skier? He went right across. I don't know. Let's try that again. So I didn't realize that I'd have to get underneath this sign. Oh, yes. Perfect. Nailed it. And it still broke. Drat. How did it break down there that time? All right, let's move this down. Change the angle on that a little bit. And it won't have the same kind of stress on it. 684. We've now spent a whole lot more than I originally planned to on this build. Come on, skier. And jump. And no. Oh, again. He made it. He lived, I think. Yeah, he lived. That was an odd win, but whatever, we'll take it. All right, well, we made it through 2 of them. Let's try out, this next one's another ski lift one called the Rockstar. Since we already got target practice down, let's see if we can get a ski lift going on this thing. Oh, and it looks like actually the leaderboard is fixed now. I can see people on the leaderboard, which is sweet. Okay, so, oh, this one looks interesting. Okay, so we have 2 more of the foundations we can place. There's a big tree here we have to go over at the beginning, a rock at the end, and then we have to try to get this star at the end, and then get back up to the chalet. So we'll have to come down relatively low here in terms of angle, but we have to go high up here to get over this first one. So I guess we'll place our first foundation probably... I mean, we could go really high at the beginning and then come on a downward angle the whole way. But I feel like that's probably not going to do what we need. So let's put a foundation here and then maybe a foundation, I don't know, on the side of this thing over here maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure that this is going to work, but we'll see. Okay, we'll use logs here, and we can build behind the tree, which is good. Let's change the height on that just a little bit so they even out. We don't have any ropes, so I'm actually going to need... I'm going to need this log structure low enough that I can use a log support diagonally. Which really stinks, because that means I'm going to have to use a lot of other wood in order to build up here. Man, I can't even see. Okay, so we'll build just our normal structure here, I guess. That's not quite going to reach. Where's the end of this thing? There we go. I don't even know how this is working. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now if we select that shape, actually, then we can copy it. And we'll just paste it up here. So that'll be our starting shape. 3,100. We've already spent half of it, and all we got is the first tower down. On this side over here... No, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, over here we'll use logs. And we're going to want to... That's not working. Why can't I connect that? Okay, hold on. Let me see. See, it looks like I should be able to connect that, but for some reason I can't. Something about the way that I placed that is not working for me. So let's try and shift this maybe down a little bit and see if we can connect a log that way. Okay, that way we can. Not quite enough to... There we go. Okay, so the angle on this is going to make them hit the tree, unfortunately, so this is going to have to be higher up. And then maybe we can go like this and just do another simple structure on top of here. And that's not going to reach. Of course it's not. There we go. Okay, I think that works actually. So if we do double wheels here and then double wheels here, this one will go over and this one will go under. I don't know that this is going to work. I have a feeling they're going to hit this tree right here, which certainly causes problems. But I can't really make this much higher. Let's see if that'll even hold. Oh, that's a lot of strain on there. It's in the 90s. Oh, yeah, that's definitely breaking. All right, that's not going to work. We're going to need probably to replace this with some more logs. Because we don't have ropes to help with the structure at all. Oh, yeah. So now we're just getting breakage in different spots. That's no good. I mean, everything's flat in here. It's nice that way. I wonder if I can decrease the strain a little bit by just changing the shape. Oh, that's ridiculous. No, it's still snapping. So this part here looks like it's going to work fairly well, but this one over here is going to be a problem structurally. We're going to need to maybe think about changing the way this looks a little bit. All right, so I changed the lower part of the lift to be more logs, and then the upper part I made smaller and just used a single wheel. And we'll see if I think there's going to be too much strain on this wheel with the angle that we're putting on this line. It's really going to put a lot of downward force in this. Ooh, yeah, and it's still really pulling down towards this other lift. Maybe we change the angle in this altogether and try to get more of the directional force down onto the tower structure. Ooh, that actually helped a lot. But this piece right here is really susceptible. Oh, it's in the 80s. It's going to break. Oh, we got 1 star. Oh, there goes. Oh, no. Oh, that's the end of everybody. All right, so that's not going to work. I wonder if we can just use logs on this side. 5,054, so we're still underneath the budget. The logs should provide significantly more strength. We're still getting really high up there, though, in terms of what we're looking at. We got through the one side. This one here seems to be working really well, as long as they don't hit that tree and they nick it, and down he goes. Well, that's not going to work. Okay, maybe this side we'll just use a single wheel. Let's see how that handles. Force-wise, it doesn't seem bad. It's just a question of whether they're going to clear this tree. And I think it changed the angle of the line just enough, but now we're getting a lot of force right here. I don't think we were seeing before. Oh, man. As they reach the top of this tower, that thing really peaks. What does it get up to as a maximum? Ooh, almost 90. Almost 90% of its stress tolerance, but we're getting through here. All the skiers are getting through. We got both of the stars. Oh, don't dump him on his face. There he goes. Nice. We did it. 5,004. How do we do on the score in terms of the leaderboard? That's what I want to know. It says we're in the top 34%, so that's something, but it's still not. This still doesn't seem to be loading properly in this view. All right, maybe we can see it more from the map side. So there's target practice. Ooh, 115th we placed on that particular one. Rockstar. There we go. We ended up in 89th place. But I can see that some of the people that got the cheaper scores or the lower scores, they did it without getting all the objectives completed. So they basically placed in the leaderboard by not doing as much. So we ended up in 89th though on that leaderboard. So not so bad. Let's try one more maybe for today. Bridge the Ridge. This one is advanced. So this might be interesting. Let's see how this one goes. Oh boy. All right, so we've got this is going to be an interesting one. We don't have any more foundations. Just the 2 that we started with. I kind of want to look at this thing in 3D. Okay, so yeah, it's really just a big ridge of trees. All right, so I feel like if we can do like an arched structure that will kind of go all the way up and just take the same shape as this, then it might not be that hard. Now I say that knowing that I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make this work in a way that, whoops, no, get rid of that. So if we go like this, okay, now this is going to be a little crazy. It's going to take a lot of pieces to get across this. What's our spend limit? 40 or 7,500. So at least we've got a decent amount of spend we can use. All right, so I'm just going to try and build an arch all the way across here and see if we can get our skiers to follow the arch. Oh, come on. With a bunch of wheels, and then with any luck, the forces that'll be kind of splayed across the top of this bridge will be absorbed by the arch and hopefully not translate into a ton of force on any individual structure. So we might be able to get all the way across this. 3,100 out of 7,500. Okay, this might be one of the more interesting structures that I made. But hopefully it will show enough strength in the shape to be able to get across here. So I'm going to throw up... How's this thing going to roll? I think I want to put wheels all the way across the back of this thing. And then try to stretch our line so it distributes the force evenly across the whole thing. And I don't know that this is going to hang low enough to hit these stars. I might need to adjust it. Or even if it's going to hold together. Oh, there it goes. Oh! Alright, that was a spectacular failure. Ooh boy. Alright, so definitely not strong enough. We're going to need a little bit more under here. I mean, we spent 4,700 in total so far, so... I mean, it's not like we've been going too cheap on this. But let's see how this works. No, it's definitely breaking right down here. There's too much force coming down on the inside of this arch. I think I need to try and do a diagonal something else here to try to support the weight on this thing. Maybe the base needs to be spread out farther. Now we're getting a lot of strain across the top of it. Oh boy, that's riding really high. In the 90s. There goes, no, there goes the skier. Oh, that was, oh, he's actually stuck in the tree. We got him wedged in the tree. Poor guy can't even get to the ground. All right, that's not gonna work. Okay, so maybe we just need to reinforce the structure that we have under here, and so we can kind of displace a little bit more of the force. So initially, I didn't think I was going to spend that much, but now by the time I put in a double layer of this stuff, it's definitely looking much more structurally sound, but we're now really close to that 7,500 spend, which isn't great. We got through here relatively quickly. I think this is gonna hold this time. We're gonna get through, but it's definitely not gonna be a leaderboard placement. It's just too expensive. I wonder if there's something I could do about that. We got all the stars, we got all the skiers across. I just don't even know what to make of this thing. It's a monstrosity of wood and stuff, but how do we do, like, placement-wise? Can we see? It's top 34% again, which is actually really funny considering how much we spent. Again, we can't see the leaderboard there, but we might be able to see it on the map view. I'd like to try to tweak around with this and score a little bit better, but I'll probably do that off video and see if we can try to get a little bit of a better result out of this crazy ski lift, because this thing's pretty wacky looking. Nevertheless, I gotta call it a wrap for today. Thanks everyone for checking out the video. Hope you'll come back and check out some more. We'll definitely be back to do some more Carried Away and some more wacky ski lift building another time. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.